Hello, everyone. Welcome to this GBO interview. I'm joined today by Álvaro Porras. He is the partner of Think Abogados, and he is a member of our Madrid chapter. Hello, Álvaro. Welcome. How are you today?
Hello, Miguel. We are fortunately okay with this rough weather in Madrid, but we are really okay. How are you?
Fine, sir. So, first of all, I would like to know who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm a lawyer. I'm also a professor at the university, in two universities. As a lawyer, I'm partner of Think Abogados, a project with 4 years of life. And as professor of the university, I'm teaching in intellectual property, unfair competition, and contract law, 3 different courses, and I enjoy teaching also because this puts you in contact with the new generations.
Okay. And I said that you are a member of GBO Madrid, but how was that? When and why did you become a member?
Well, it was a bit strange because I received an invitation to join a lunch through LinkedIn. I think at the beginning of 2019, and then I went to the one lunch. I met with 4 guys that was really amazing, and I understood that it was a great networking club because everybody tried to help each other, and it is not a club whereby everybody is trying to sell you anything. They are only trying to share knowledge, experience, and have a truly friendship between the members. And like a lot, I decided to join them.
Okay.
I'm a proud member of the GBO.
And as you said, you're a partner of Think Abogados. Can you tell us a bit more what you do in terms of do you cover all the law spectrum, or do you specialize in some areas?
Well, as a lawyer, my experience was I worked for international large firms, national large firms with specialized boutique in commercial law. And when we decided to start this new project, we tried to change the focus, because we realized that the client wants a partner, not a service provider. And we decided to be a law firm that is specialized on the client. Instead of being specialized in one field of the law, we prefer to be specialized on the client. That make us to cover all the fields. Obviously, I don't know everything about the law. There are fields that I cannot handle, but we have other partners that help us in providing such services. But the most important thing is that in this process of guiding other people, providing legal services to our clients, we are always there to let them know what the client requires and what is important for the client. And this is, I think, is the value that we provide to our clients, that we understand their business, that we want to know how they feel, how they smell, how they taste, and what they want. And based on this information, let them obtain a legal services that supports their activity and not hindrance their activity.
Okay, it sounds like a good approach to me, obviously. So one of the things that is more strange to me regarding law is the partnership agreements between companies and the partners of the companies. What's your experience in that regard?
Well, I understand that for the common the entrepreneurs, partnership agreement uh, it's a thing that we call parasocial agreement, because you treat it as something different than bylaws, but you have to be aware that bylaw is also a partnership agreement. Is the founding partnership agreement. But in my opinion, there is everybody talks about these partnership agreements. Everybody thinks that it is needed, but in my opinion, depends on the purpose. There are some situations in which they are needed, and other ones in which they are not needed. Let me show you how it works in a nutshell. First of all, we have to be aware that law provide us with two predefined model of companies, the Sociedad Anónima and Sociedad Limitada, and in other jurisdictions, limited liability company or public companies. With this knowledge, you have to be aware that you can legally customize your companies, but it's like choosing a car. You can decide the color, the engine, the seats, but always among a bunch of limited alternatives. However, parasocial agreements or partnership agreements provides the partners the ability to make a tailor-made legal configuration of the company. Depending on their content, they could be complementary with the bylaws or could substitute them. In my opinion or in my experience, these partnership agreements are commonly used in funding rounds because they are a key tool to prevent undue behaviors from the key partners or founders of the startups. For this reason, these kind of agreements are focused on protecting investors and at the end of the day, the company. You have typical clauses like the vesting periods or the lockup periods to protect or to prevent these undue behaviors. But these agreements are also useful to let investors decide when they can opt out of the company, for example, by means of a drag-along or a tag-along clause. But I have to admit that this type of classic clauses here in the Spanish jurisdiction could be incorporated also to the bylaws. Parasocial agreements could also be used in other different scenarios. The founding rounds are not the most typical ones, but they are not the unique ones. For example, when there is an opportunity of setting up a new business and there are one party who have the capital, another party who have the knowledge or have the technology, partnership agreements could be useful to set forth the relevant duties to the parties, how much money you have to invest one of the party and the skills and the technology and the work who have to develop the other party. But and we know, Miguel, apart from the GBO, and I have always said you the same thing. An agreement, and a parasocial agreement is an agreement, does not guarantee itself the fulfillment of the party's obligation. People or investors and entrepreneurs have to be aware that an agreement is a tool to know how a judge or an arbiter shall solve a conflict between the parties. As a consequence, the key point is not the content of the agreement, is not the agreement itself, the most important thing is to choose correctly the best partner to avoid any conflict in the future.
Yeah. The best is not to have a conflict.
Yeah, it's the best thing, because conflicts always put you in a position in which the business will have inconveniences to go ahead.
Okay, so thank you. It's much clearer now. And I think that this is all. And I thank you for your time. It's been a great opportunity to know you a bit more and what you do. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Miguel. A pleasure.